Is Kim Taehyung's V of BTS health condition more serious than what has been publicly disclosed? This question arose after a shocking statement from a medical professional, allegedly with direct access to the health records of one of the BTS members, began circulating and causing waves of concern among fans. In reports that have spread across several South Korean online communities since last night, it was revealed that Taehyung is experiencing a condition that should not be underestimated. And, even more surprising, Jungkook was reportedly left speechless upon hearing the diagnosis. What exactly is going on? An internal source from the medical field interviewed by a local media outlet stated that Taehyung is currently under intense medical observation related to an injury or condition triggered by the military activity he is currently undertaking. The doctor, who wished to remain anonymous, said, "His condition is not something that can be considered minor. Although not at a severe stage yet, there are indicators that require us to place him under close monitoring." This statement immediately sparked significant concern among fans, especially since the news spread without any official denial from the agency. Speculation was inevitable. On various discussion forums, netizens tried to piece together fragments of information they had. Some linked the incident to Taehyung's absence from several public military events that are usually attended by celebrities undergoing mandatory service. Reports from fans near the military training site mentioned that Taehyung had not been seen in recent weeks, while his unit peers remained active. Is this merely a coincidence? Or is there a systematic effort to cover up something more significant? Even more shocking was the appearance of Jungkook's name in the same report. A source claimed that Jungkook was informed about Taehyung's condition earlier than the public, and since then, his demeanor has drastically changed in several interviews and online broadcasts he did before enlistment. In his final live broadcast before joining the military, fans noted that Jungkook appeared gloomy, spoke briefly, and avoided topics about BTS's future. Now, many believe this shift in mood was related to his friend Taehyung's condition. Meanwhile, BTS's agency, HYB, has yet to issue an official statement. However, netizens have observed various indirect signals that may indicate something is being concealed. In BTS's latest posts on official social media, there have been no new activities from Taehyung since early this month. Instead, fans noticed that several older posts featuring active images of Taehyung have been repinned, seemingly to divert attention from his conspicuous absence. While discussions about information transparency regarding celebrity health continue to develop, many parties are also highlighting how major agencies like HYB often keep artist conditions under tight wraps to preserve image and market stability. Some media analysts even note that this pattern has existed for a long time, particularly for artists undergoing military service, who are typically under state supervision. In this context, Taehyung becomes a figure of dilemma. On one side, he is a global public figure, and on the other, a South Korean citizen serving as an active soldier. Mental health issues are also beginning to be raised as a possibility worth considering. Taehyung is known as an expressive person, but also very reserved about personal pressures. In past interviews, he once admitted that activities with BTS members were a source of emotional relief for him. But now, having to endure military life full of pressure and separation from his peers, many fear his psychological condition is also affected. The military environment is not easy, even for ordinary people. For a global celebrity known worldwide, the pressure can multiply, said a clinical psychologist from Yonsei University. What's equally shocking is the emergence of news that a sudden visit from a HYB staff member to the military camp where Taehyung is stationed became a topic of conversation within the military circles. This unplanned visit was reportedly directly related to further medical evaluation and internal discussion about the continuation of Taehyung's military service. Speculation grew wilder when a forum user claimed that Taehyung was being considered for a transfer to a light-duty unit or even recovery outside of the military barracks. The question now is, why hasn't such a crucial piece of information been openly confirmed? Is it because of its sensitive nature? Or is there a specific communication strategy being prepared by BTS's management? This silence has opened up a wide and dangerous space for speculation, especially with the involvement of a prominent figure like Jungkook, who is known to be very close to Taehyung. In this context, Jungkook's reaction, described as silent after hearing the news, becomes a symbol of a much greater silence. The silence from stakeholders who have long controlled the narrative around BTS members' health. It's not just the fans, even the general public is beginning to question, how much pressure do K-pop artists endure behind the glittering stage? It's worth noting that this is not the first time the health issues of BTS members have been discussed. Previously, Jimin also experienced health problems that caused him to miss several promotional activities. However, in Taehyung's case, the spotlight seems much brighter due to the timing near his military service and his strategic position as one of the group's main visuals. Moreover, his closeness to Jungkook, both personally and professionally, makes this dynamic feel far more emotional for fans. At the time this report was written, there had been no official statement from either the South Korean military or HYB regarding Taehyung's health status. However, public pressure continues to rise, and it seems only a matter of time before further clarification is provided. If Taehyung is indeed experiencing a serious condition, then not only might his military service be affected, but also the entire BTS agenda for the coming years. This situation also raises a new question. How are personal relationships among BTS members tested in critical moments like this? Jungkook, known as the youngest and most emotional member, is now in a difficult position between protecting his friend's privacy and fulfilling the public's expectation to know the truth. Ultimately, the public waits. Is this just misinformation, or the beginning of a major revelation that will reshape public perception of the South Korean entertainment and military systems? Until that moment arrives, one thing is certain. The leaked doctor's statement has opened a Pandora's box that will not be easily closed. And in Jungkook's silence, we see the image of sadness not yet fully spoken. However, after further investigation and confirmation from various competent parties, including the South Korean military authorities and official sources from HYB labels, it can be confirmed that the news regarding Taehyung's health condition and Jungkook's so-called silent reaction is false and baseless. This clarification simultaneously affirms that the information which had widely circulated on social media, online forums, and various unofficial channels originated from unverifiable sources and constitutes speculation without any concrete factual support. An official representative from HYB, in a brief statement to local media, stated that there is no emergency or serious medical condition currently experienced by Taehyung. He is carrying out his military duties properly according to the applicable protocols, and we hope the public does not spread inaccurate information. This statement reinforces that reports mentioning special medical visits, the involvement of HYB staff at the military barracks, or significant changes in Taehyung's psychological state are untrue and never occurred. Furthermore, the military also conveyed that there is no medical report indicating that Kim Taehyung experienced any injury or health issue that requires special attention. His activities as a soldier are proceeding as they should, and all forms of absence from public events are normal in accordance with training schedules and military restrictions on celebrity access. It is important to note that viral news like this often begins with fragments of twisted or even fabricated information for sensational purposes. In this case, the narrative that Jungkook remained silent, or a doctor delivered a secret statement, is clearly a form of framing without legitimate journalistic foundation. There are no documentary proofs, official quotes, or medical statements that can substantiate such claims. Jungkook's supposed silence or change in expression, previously interpreted as a response to Taehyung's condition, also turns out to be nothing more than one-sided interpretation, lacking objective context. Based on the military schedule and his last public appearance before enlistment, Jungkook was known to be engaged in final personal preparations and was not in an emotional state related to anyone's health issues. Such issues underscore the importance for the public, especially K-pop fans, to refrain from immediately believing or spreading unverified news. When rumors and clickbait blur the line between fact and fiction, the harm is not only done to the artist being reported on, but also to fans who suffer unnecessary anxiety. In conclusion, the news titled Doctor's Shocking Statement, Taehyung is experiencing this, Jungkook's silence, is false, unproven, and originates from unreliable sources. There are no medical facts, official confirmations, or other evidence to support that narrative. All the information previously mentioned in the article is speculative in nature, and the public is urged to rely on information from official channels such as statements from HYBE, verified mainstream media, or military authorities who have legitimate jurisdiction over matters related to artists currently serving in the military. We all certainly hope that the BTS members, including Taehyung and Jungkook, can carry out their duties smoothly and return in good health without having to be burdened by baseless rumors. As media consumers, the responsibility to verify information before believing or spreading it is increasingly urgent in today's age of information overload.